God says. You have been warned enough times. Someone in your family who has already passed away is begging to reveal a hidden truth. Don't tell anyone. If you ignore this, their voice will vanish forever, and you will never know what they tried to say. So listen to God now, before it's too late. I am speaking to you with urgency, because this is not small and it is not ordinary. If you scroll away or silence this moment, you may miss something that was meant to protect you, bless you, and shift your entire future. The one who passed from your family has been allowed to stir your heart because there is a truth connected to your destiny that cannot remain buried. Before you go any further, write Amen in the comments as a sign that your heart is open to hear me. Do not treat this lightly, because what I am revealing is tied to your peace, your protection, and the path ahead of you. You have felt it in quiet moments when memories rise without warning and a certain name echoes in your mind. That is not random, and it is not imagination running wild. I have allowed those thoughts because there was something left unsaid, something that affects decisions you are about to make. The hidden truth is not meant to frighten you, but to guide you away from harm and toward restoration. I am drawing your attention now because time is sensitive, and obedience in this season matters more than ever. There were warnings before, subtle and gentle, but you brushed them aside because life felt busy and heavy. I watched you struggle, and I saw the confusion that clouded your judgment. The family member who has already passed carried knowledge about a pattern in your bloodline that needs to be broken. I am not bringing this up to create fear, but to free you from repeating pain that was never meant to continue. If this is stirring something in you, take a moment to press the like button on this video so this word can reach others who are also standing at a turning point. The truth being revealed is connected to loyalty, secrecy, and misplaced trust within your circle. There are things that were hidden for years because pride and shame kept mouths closed. The one who passed saw the damage unfolding and carried regret for not speaking clearly while they had breath. I am giving you the chance to listen now, because ignoring this nudge will cause the clarity to fade and the opportunity to understand will slip away. Their voice will not echo forever, and this window will not remain open endlessly. I want you to understand that I am still the God of mercy and restoration. Even when truths are uncomfortable, they are wrapped in my protection. The hidden truth is not meant to divide you from your family, but to prepare you so that you do not fall into the same traps. There has been manipulation masked as love, and control disguised as concern. I am separating illusion from reality so you can walk in wisdom instead of confusion. You may have sensed tension around certain topics, as if everyone knows something but no one says it aloud. That heaviness is part of what I am addressing right now. The family member who has passed is not haunting you, but I have allowed their memory to surface because there is unfinished understanding tied to your future. This is about inheritance of behavior, of fear, and of silence that has shaped your decisions more than you realize. I am cutting through that silence so you can step into freedom. Do not run to others with this immediately, because not everyone will handle it with care. There are ears that will twist it and mouths that will distort it. I told you not to tell anyone for a reason, because discernment must come before discussion. Sit with me first, and let me confirm what is rising inside your spirit. When I speak, it brings peace, even if the content feels serious. The hidden truth may relate to finances, promises made and broken, or secrets that shaped your childhood without your awareness. It may involve a warning about someone currently influencing your choices. I am not exposing this to shame your family, but to protect your calling. You are chosen, and your path carries weight beyond what you see. The enemy would prefer you stay unaware, but I will not allow ignorance to steal your breakthrough. As you listen, notice the memories that surface with unusual clarity. Notice the dreams that feel more vivid than usual. I am weaving understanding together piece by piece so you can see the full picture without panic. This is not about dwelling in the past, but about preventing the past from controlling your tomorrow. If you are receiving this with faith, type 777 inches the comments as a declaration that you trust my guidance. I need you steady and attentive, because what comes next in your life requires clear vision. There is a decision approaching that will either repeat an old cycle or break it completely. The family member who passed carried insight that can help you choose wisely, and I am allowing that insight to rise through remembrance and reflection. If you ignore this stirring, the impressions will fade, and you will wonder why confusion returned. I am giving you a chance to act before that happens. Their regret has echoed in the spiritual realm, and I have allowed you to sense it because you are mature enough now to handle what they could not say. This is not about superstition, but about divine timing and spiritual awareness. There was a moment in your past when you felt confused about a certain decision made by your family. You were told a simple explanation, and you accepted it because you were young or because questioning felt disrespectful. That explanation was incomplete, and it planted seeds of misunderstanding inside you. Those seeds quietly influenced your view of trust, love, and loyalty. I am pulling those roots out so that you no longer build your future on half-truths. The hidden truth involves a pattern that has repeated across generations. It may have looked like sudden financial loss, broken relationships, or deep emotional distance between family members. The one who passed saw the pattern, but did not have the courage or clarity to confront it openly. They carried guilt for their silence, and that weight followed them until their final days. I am not bringing this to you to place blame on them, but to free you from inheriting what was never meant to continue. Why did 19,583 people suddenly become financially free last month? They all discovered a strange sentence, just 9 words long, buried in neuroscience research, and once hidden by the FBI. Now they're paying off debt, traveling the world, and living in homes they never thought they could afford. If you're seeing this, you're lucky the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. You have noticed certain behaviors in yourself that you do not fully understand. At times, you react strongly to small issues, or you feel fear when stability is within reach. These responses are not random flaws in your character. They are connected to unspoken tension that surrounded you growing up. I am healing that now by shining light where there was shadow. Do not misunderstand what is happening. I am not asking you to dig up every old memory and reopen wounds carelessly. I am asking you to allow me to show you which memory holds the key. There is one particular event, one conversation, or one decision that carries more weight than the rest. When that memory rises, you will feel both discomfort and clarity at the same time. That is the moment I want you to sit with, not run from. The family member who passed wanted you protected from repeating their mistake. They saw the cost of silence and compromise. They saw how one hidden truth can shape the direction of an entire household. I am allowing you to perceive what they could not express, because your obedience now can redeem what was left unresolved. If you receive this and believe I am guiding you, Write 1212 in the comments as a sign of your trust. There is also something practical connected to this revelation. It may involve property, documents, money, or agreements that were not fully transparent. You may discover that something was left unsaid out of fear of conflict. When I reveal it to you, respond with wisdom, not anger. Your strength in this situation will not come from confrontation, but from discernment. You have been feeling a pull to double-check something recently. That nudge is from me. It might be related to paperwork, a promise someone made, or a decision about partnership. The reason this is surfacing now is because you are about to step into a season of increase. Before I elevate you, I clear the ground beneath your feet. I remove hidden cracks so that what I build in your life will not collapse under unseen pressure. Do not speak about this prematurely. Some truths lose their power when shared too quickly. There are ears that are not ready and hearts that will resist what threatens their comfort. I told you not to tell anyone because timing matters. When the right moment comes, I will give you the words and the courage to address what needs to be addressed. The voice of the one who passed will not last forever in this way. I am allowing this heightened awareness for a specific period. If you push it aside repeatedly, the sensitivity will fade, and you will move forward without the insight that was meant to guard you. That is why I warned you that ignoring this would cause the voice to vanish. I do not threaten, but I do honor free will. I want you calm, not afraid. Fear would distort what I am trying to clarify. I am not exposing secrets to break your family apart. I am revealing truth to build you into someone stronger, wiser, and more anchored in me. You are not responsible for the mistakes of those before you, but you are responsible for how you respond now. There may be tension when you begin to see clearly. You might realize that someone you trusted was not fully honest. You might understand that certain sacrifices were not necessary, but were driven by pride or pressure. Allow yourself to process without becoming bitter. Bitterness would tie you back to the same cycle I am breaking. You are chosen to end what others could not end. You are positioned to speak what others were too afraid to say. This is not accidental, and it is not random. I have equipped you with discernment, patience, and resilience for this very reason. The hidden truth is not here to destroy your stability, but to strengthen it. Pay attention to your dreams over the coming days. Pay attention to the small details that repeat in conversations. I often confirm my direction through patterns that align clearly when you look closely. When the understanding becomes solid in your heart, you will feel peace settle in place of confusion. That peace will be my confirmation. You are not betraying anyone by seeking truth. You are honoring me by choosing clarity over comfort. The family member who passed would have wanted courage to replace silence. Their regret does not control you, but it serves as a reminder of what happens when truth is buried too long. You have the opportunity to respond differently. Remember that I am your protector first. I am not sending you into conflict without covering you in grace. When you act, act slowly and thoughtfully. When you speak, speak with respect but firmness. When you decide, decide from wisdom, not emotion. There is blessing on the other side of this revelation. Once the hidden truth is understood, confusion that has followed you for years will begin to dissolve. Relationships that were strained by misunderstanding can begin to heal in a healthier way. You will feel lighter because what was unspoken will no longer weigh on your spirit. Stay attentive, stay prayerful, and stay close to me as I continue to guide you forward. The family member who passed carried a memory that shaped their decisions in ways they never fully explained. That memory is connected to you because it influenced the environment that raised you. I am not allowing you to move forward blind when insight is available. There was a sacrifice made in your family that was presented as noble and necessary. You were taught to respect it and never question it. Over time, that story became a foundation for certain expectations placed on you. The truth is that the sacrifice was rooted in fear, not wisdom. I am revealing this so you do not continue living under pressure that was never meant to define you. Could a 9-word ritual really be your key to financially freedom? What sounds like fiction is now being confirmed by science. Harvard researchers and FBI documents point to a hidden brain center that, when activated, draws in abundance naturally. This 9-word prayer has helped over 19,000 broke people attract wealth and live a life full of abundance. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You have felt an invisible weight, as if you owe something that was never clearly stated. That weight has influenced your choices about career, relationships, and responsibility. The one who passed struggled under the same burden, and they wished they had chosen differently. Their silence allowed the pressure to transfer to the next generation. I am breaking that transfer through you. This hidden truth may challenge the way you see certain elders in your family. You might realize that what appeared as strength was sometimes insecurity. You might see that control was used to avoid facing uncomfortable realities. I am not exposing this to dishonor anyone, but to help you separate respect from blind obedience. Honor does not require you to carry what was born from fear. There is also a relational warning connected to this revelation. Someone currently close to you mirrors a behavior from the past that harmed your family. The similarity is subtle, and that is why you have not recognized it fully. The one who passed would have cautioned you if they had understood the long-term impact sooner. I am giving you that caution now so you can act with wisdom instead of repeating history. You may feel a mix of sadness and relief as these pieces connect. Sadness comes from realizing what could have been different. Relief comes from understanding that you are not bound to continue the pattern. Both emotions are natural, and neither means you are losing your faith. I am steady with you through this process. Do not rush to confrontation simply because you see more clearly. Timing and tone matter. I am teaching you restraint alongside courage. When the moment comes to speak, your words will carry weight because they will be grounded in understanding, not reaction. Until then, continue observing and praying for discernment. The voice you sense from the one who passed is not about superstition or obsession. It is about memory sharpened by my spirit for a purpose. I allow certain reminders to surface when they serve redemption. This is not about clinging to the past, but about extracting wisdom from it. Once the lesson is secured, the intensity of the reminders will decrease. You might also uncover something practical that confirms what I have been showing you. It could be an old letter, a forgotten conversation, or a detail in family history that suddenly makes sense. When that confirmation appears, receive it calmly. It is not there to shock you, but to affirm that I have been guiding you accurately. Truth revealed in the right season strengthens your faith instead of shaking it. There has been a cycle of silence in your family where difficult topics were avoided at all costs. That silence created misunderstandings that grew into resentment over time. I am calling you to end that cycle, not by exposing everything recklessly, but by living with honesty in your own choices. You will not hide behind appearances. You will not accept explanations that do not align with integrity. As clarity increases, you may notice a shift in how you respond to pressure. Situations that once intimidated you will feel less overwhelming. You will recognize manipulation more quickly. You will set boundaries without feeling guilty for doing so. This is part of the freedom I am building inside you. The hidden truth also carries a blessing. Once you see clearly, you will recognize strengths in yourself that were shaped through struggle. You developed resilience because you navigated confusion. You learned empathy because you sensed unspoken pain around you. What was meant to limit you has actually prepared you for leadership in your own life. If you feel my guidance settling in your spirit right now, write 5 inches, the comments, as a declaration that you are ready to walk in wisdom. Let that act remind you that you are not facing this alone. I am with you in every realization and every decision. Your obedience invites my protection more deeply into your life. The one who passed cannot speak in the way they once did, but their experience still holds lessons. I am using what they lived through to guard you from repeating it. That is mercy, not punishment. You are not being haunted by regret, but guided by grace. When the purpose of this revelation is complete, peace will replace the intensity you feel now. There will be moments in the coming days when you are tempted to dismiss this as imagination. Doubt often rises when truth challenges comfort. When that happens, return to prayer and stillness. Ask me for confirmation, and I will provide it in ways that align with peace rather than chaos. I do not confuse those who seek me sincerely. You are chosen to move differently than those before you. That does not make you superior, but it does make you responsible. Responsibility here means choosing honesty over image, courage over silence, and faith over fear. It means trusting that I can sustain you even if others misunderstand your decisions. I am your source, not their approval. The warning I gave at the beginning remains real. Sensitivity to this insight will not last forever. If you continually push it aside, life will move on and the clarity meant for you will dim. I honor your freedom to choose, but I desire your protection and growth. That is why I am speaking firmly, yet lovingly. Stay attentive to the small checks in your spirit. If something feels familiar in a way that unsettles you, examine it carefully. Patterns repeat quietly until someone interrupts them. You are that interruption. You are the one I am strengthening to change the direction of your family line. The one who passed carried a secret pain that shaped how they treated others, including you. That pain was never processed, and because it was never faced, it quietly shaped the direction of many decisions around you. What do brain surgeons and billionaires know that you don't? This 9-word money code, once reserved for elites, is now being shared with everyday people, and the results are mind-boggling. Cash windfalls, cleared debt, and lifelong stress gone. But the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. The hidden truth is not only about an event, but about a belief that was born from that event. Somewhere in your family history, a lie was accepted as truth. That lie sounded like survival, or loyalty, or sacrifice. Over time, it became a rule that no one questioned. I am exposing the lie so that it no longer governs your life. You may begin to realize that certain expectations placed on you were not about your gifts, but about unfinished dreams from someone else. The one who passed may have projected their own regret onto you without fully understanding it. That projection felt like pressure to succeed in a specific way or to stay silent in certain situations. I am lifting that pressure now because your path must be guided by me, not by unresolved disappointment. There is also a warning tied to a relationship that feels familiar but carries subtle danger. Familiarity can be comforting, but it can also repeat what once caused harm. The behavior you tolerated in the past is trying to appear again in a new form. I am sharpening your discernment so you do not mistake comfort for safety. What feels known is not always what is healthy. You are strong enough to handle this awareness. I would not bring you to this place if you were not prepared. The reason this is surfacing now is because you are stepping into a season where clarity is required. The blessing ahead of you demands clean foundations. If cracks remain hidden, they will widen under pressure. The one who passed wanted you to be braver than they were. They feared conflict and avoided truth to keep temporary peace. That avoidance created long-term consequences that you have felt without knowing why. I am breaking that chain through you because you are willing to listen. You are willing to face what others buried. Do not allow guilt to take hold as you process this. You are not responsible for what happened before you understood it. You are only responsible for how you respond now. I am not asking you to carry shame for anyone else. I am asking you to carry wisdom for yourself. You may feel tempted to confront everything at once, but restraint is still important. Not every truth needs to be announced loudly. Some truths need to be integrated quietly before they are expressed. When you move from steadiness instead of emotion, your actions will be guided rather than reactive. The hidden truth may also involve money that was handled in secrecy or decisions made without full transparency. You might discover that what you believed about your family's struggles was incomplete. This realization could change how you see responsibility and obligation. Allow yourself to adjust your perspective without becoming harsh. I want you to pause for a moment and recognize how far you have already come. You have endured confusion, yet you did not lose your faith. You sensed that something was off, yet you did not become bitter. That resilience is proof that I have been with you even when answers were unclear. Your strength was built quietly in seasons of silence. If you believe that I am protecting you through this revelation, write 999 inches the comments as a sign of your faith. Let that act remind you that your future is guarded. You are not exposed or abandoned. You are being guided with intention. There is a spiritual dimension to this as well. Patterns do not only exist in behavior, but in mindset. If fear ruled previous generations, it can try to rule you unless it is confronted. If pride silenced honesty before, it can try to silence you too. I am empowering you to choose differently. You will begin to see situations more clearly than before. Conversations that once felt confusing will now make sense. You will notice small details that confirm what I have been revealing. This clarity is not meant to isolate you, but to position you wisely. When you know what you are dealing with, you can respond with confidence. The voice of the one who passed is not meant to replace my voice. It is simply a reminder of unfinished lessons. Once you understand the lesson, their influence in this way will fade. I do not keep you bound to the past. I use it to strengthen your future. Be careful not to romanticize what was harmful. Sometimes loyalty causes you to excuse behavior that damaged you. Seeing truth clearly does not mean you stop loving your family. It means you love them with boundaries and wisdom. Love without wisdom leads back into the same trap. You are not meant to carry secrets that harm you. I told you not to tell anyone yet because discernment must come first. When the time is right, the right conversation will open naturally. You will feel peace about speaking rather than pressure. That peace will be my confirmation. There is a breakthrough attached to this process. Once the hidden truth is acknowledged, your decisions will become lighter. You will stop striving to meet expectations that were never yours. You will begin building a life based on calling rather than compensation for someone else's regret. That freedom will change everything. Stay attentive in the coming days. Watch how certain interactions suddenly feel clearer. Notice how your reactions begin to shift. These are signs that the cycle is weakening. What once controlled you will lose its grip. You are favored and protected despite the struggles that shaped you. I have not allowed confusion to destroy your destiny. I have used it to refine your discernment. You are stepping into a new level of awareness that will guard your relationships, your finances, and your calling. Do not be afraid of what is being uncovered. Fear belongs to the old pattern, not to your new direction. Walk forward with confidence, knowing that I am the one revealing and the one restoring. What was hidden is coming to light not to shame you, but to secure you. Stay with me and trust that I am leading you into truth that sets you free. Why is the government desperate to hide this 9-word prayer? A shocking FBI leak has just revealed a simple 9-word prayer, now letting everyday people erase debt and attract unstoppable wealth. Verified by leading scientists and supported by Harvard research, this at-home ritual is turning financial stress into a life of luxury. Dream homes, new cars, luxurious vacations, it's all within reach. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You are moving deeper now. And the more you accept what I am revealing, the clearer your inner world becomes. The heaviness that once felt confusing is starting to make sense. What you sensed as tension in your family was not your imagination, and it was not weakness in you. It was the residue of something never resolved. I am helping you name what was never spoken so that it no longer controls you from the shadows. The one who passed carried a fear of exposure. They believed that if the truth came out, everything would fall apart. That belief shaped how they handled conflict, money, trust, and even affection. They chose silence to maintain image, but silence slowly created distance and misunderstanding. I am showing you this because you are being tempted to make the same choice in a current situation. There is something in your life right now that feels easier to ignore than to confront. It may be a pattern in a relationship, a financial arrangement that does not feel fully transparent, or an agreement built on vague promises. You have sensed the discomfort, yet part of you wants to maintain peace at any cost. That impulse was inherited from what you witnessed growing up. I am interrupting it before it roots itself deeper. You are not meant to repeat the emotional posture of those before you. You are meant to redeem it. Redemption does not come through accusation, but through awareness and courage. When you see clearly, you can choose differently. That choice changes the trajectory not only for you, but for those who will come after you. There is also an emotional truth tied to affection and validation. The one who passed may have struggled to express love openly. You may have grown accustomed to earning approval rather than receiving it freely. That pattern can lead you into relationships where you constantly prove your worth. I am breaking that pattern so you can stand secure without striving. As these realizations settle in, you might feel a wave of grief. Grief is not only for death, but for understanding what could have been healthier. Allow yourself to process that without drowning in regret. You are not responsible for fixing the past. You are responsible for responding to truth now. I need you to be especially careful with your words in the coming days. When clarity increases, the temptation to correct others quickly also increases. Correction without compassion creates resistance. Wisdom speaks firmly, but gently. When the moment comes to address something, you will sense steadiness rather than agitation. The hidden truth also involves misplaced trust. Someone in your family trusted the wrong voice and dismissed their own intuition. That decision had ripple effects that lasted for years. You are facing a similar crossroads. You must learn to trust the peace I place in your spirit more than the pressure of other opinions. If you feel me strengthening your discernment right now, write 2 inches the comments as a declaration that you choose clarity over confusion. Let that simple act remind you that you are not drifting aimlessly. You are being guided with precision. Every realization is purposeful. You may also uncover that certain narratives about sacrifice were exaggerated to maintain control. Stories of hardship can be used to manipulate loyalty. When you see through that, do not become cynical. Instead, become grounded. You can honor struggle without allowing it to dictate your future. The voice of the one who passed is fading in intensity because the lesson is nearing completion. You are beginning to grasp what they could not say. Once you integrate the wisdom, there will be no need for the same level of stirring. Peace will replace urgency. That peace will confirm that you heard correctly. You are stepping into maturity that previous generations did not reach. That may feel isolating at times. When you think differently, not everyone will understand you. Stay humble, but do not shrink. Growth often separates you from old patterns before it connects you to healthier ones. I also want you to examine how you handle secrecy in your own life. Are there truths you are avoiding because confrontation feels uncomfortable? Are there conversations you postpone to keep harmony? The line between patience and avoidance can be thin. I am teaching you to recognize the difference. There is a financial decision approaching that requires transparency. Do not sign, agree, or commit without full clarity. Ask for details without apology. Silence in these matters can lead to regret. The lesson from your family's past applies directly here. You are not being asked to expose everything publicly. I told you not to tell anyone because discernment must be refined first. There are things you will understand internally before they are spoken externally. Guard that process. Protect your clarity until it is stable. There is blessing attached to your obedience in this season. Once you choose truth over convenience, doors will open that once felt blocked. Opportunities that align with integrity will replace those built on pressure. You will feel lighter because you are no longer carrying expectations that were never yours. You are favored. Even in this intense season of revelation, I would not bring you here if I intended to harm you. I am strengthening your foundation before elevation. When you stand on truth, promotion does not destabilize you. The pattern of silence ends with you. The pattern of fear ends with you. The pattern of misplaced loyalty ends with you. This is not arrogance, but alignment. You are aligning with my voice, instead of inherited noise. You may notice sudden doubt, sudden distraction, or even sudden nostalgia that makes the past seem softer than it truly was. That is not coincidence. It is the final attempt of a cycle that knows it is about to lose control over you. The family member who passed carried a mixture of love and fear. Their love for you was real, but their fear shaped how that love was expressed. They avoided difficult conversations because they believed protection meant concealment. You inherited both their love and their silence. I am separating the two so you can keep the love and release the silence. Is it possible to attract money by simply speaking some miraculous words? This 9-word script, verified by Harvard and 6 neuroscience labs, proves you absolutely can. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. It takes less than 30 seconds. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. There is a specific truth that is now rising fully into your awareness. It may involve betrayal that was never acknowledged. It may involve financial mismanagement that was covered by pride. It may involve emotional manipulation that was normalized in your household. Whatever it is, you are no longer meant to look at it through a child's eyes. You are seeing it through spiritual maturity. You might feel anger begin to surface. That anger is not sinful by itself, but it must be handled carefully. Anger reveals where boundaries were crossed. If you let it guide you without wisdom, it will damage relationships unnecessarily. If you allow me to guide it, it will become clarity instead of destruction. I need you to understand that uncovering truth does not mean dishonoring the memory of the one who passed. You are not attacking them by acknowledging what they could not confront. In fact, you are completing what they lacked the courage to begin. There is redemption in that. There is healing in finishing what fear left unfinished. You may soon receive confirmation in an unexpected way. A relative might mention something casually that aligns with what you have sensed. A document might resurface. A conversation might reveal more than intended. When that happens, stay calm. Let the confirmation strengthen your discernment rather than inflame your emotions. The hidden truth has also shaped how you see yourself. You may have internalized blame for things that were never your fault. You may have believed you were too sensitive, too questioning, or too different. In reality, you were perceptive. Your sensitivity was awareness. I am restoring your confidence in your own perception. There is a choice before you now. You can continue living in inherited patterns, or you can consciously step out of them. Stepping out may require uncomfortable conversations. It may require changing financial arrangements, redefining boundaries, or declining expectations placed on you. That does not make you disloyal. It makes you aligned. If you feel ready to choose alignment over inheritance, write 15 inches the comments as a declaration of your courage. Let that simple action remind you that you are not powerless in this process. You are participating in your own freedom. I am strengthening you as you respond. The voice of the one who passed is growing quieter because you have heard what was necessary. The urgency is shifting into responsibility. What you do with this clarity now determines whether the cycle truly ends. Insight without action will fade into memory. Insight with obedience will transform your future. There is also blessing attached to reconciliation, but reconciliation does not always mean restoration of the same dynamic. Sometimes it means internal forgiveness while maintaining healthier distance. I will guide you in knowing which applies. Peace will be the sign that you are moving correctly. You are not meant to expose family matters publicly or create chaos. You are meant to correct your own path. As you correct your path, others may feel the shift. Some will resist it because your growth challenges their comfort. Do not shrink to maintain their approval. The pattern of financial secrecy that existed before must not continue in your life. Be transparent in your own dealings. Keep clear records. Ask direct questions. Build stability on honesty. What was hidden previously created vulnerability. What you build in the light will stand firm. Emotionally, you are also breaking a cycle of conditional love. You are learning that love does not require silence about harm. It does not demand self-betrayal. It does not require you to carry burdens that were placed on you unfairly. Real love can withstand truth. There may be moments when you miss the simplicity of not knowing. Ignorance can feel peaceful, but it is fragile. True peace is built on understanding. Once you adjust to this new awareness, you will feel stronger, not heavier. Strength rooted in truth does not collapse under pressure. I am proud of your willingness to listen. Many would have turned away from this level of reflection. You stayed. You allowed the discomfort. That obedience has already shifted something in the spiritual realm around you. What once had quiet authority over your decisions is losing its influence. As the clarity settles, you will notice increased confidence in your voice. You will speak more directly. You will hesitate less when setting boundaries. You will trust your intuition more readily. That is not rebellion. It is maturity. The family member who passed is no longer stirring you with urgency because their role in this lesson is complete. I have used their memory as a doorway into understanding. Now, I am the one leading you forward fully. Your focus shifts from what was hidden to what you will build next. You are stepping into a future that does not carry the same emotional debt. You are no longer obligated to compensate for past mistakes. You are free to create stability without secrecy, love without fear, and loyalty without blindness. That freedom is your inheritance now. You chose to listen instead of ignore, and because of that choice, the hidden truth has completed its purpose. The voice that stirred you has grown quiet, not because it vanished in loss, but because its assignment in your life has been fulfilled. There is a deep shift happening in your spirit. You are no longer reacting from inherited emotion. You are responding from conscious awareness. That change may feel subtle at first, but it will show itself in your decisions. You will pause where you once rushed, and you will question where you once accepted without thinking. The family pattern that relied on silence has lost its authority over you. You have seen what silence protected and what it damaged. You have understood how fear disguised itself as wisdom. That understanding has broken the spell of automatic loyalty to unhealthy dynamics. You are now loyal to truth first. What if everything you've been taught about money is a lie? A hidden 9-word prayer buried in a classified FBI report is now helping thousands attract wealth without lifting a finger. Scientists say it activates a 150-million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing, but the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There may still be conversations ahead, but they will no longer be driven by confusion. They will come from clarity and restraint. You will not expose details recklessly, and you will not hide necessary truth out of fear. Balance has been restored in you. That balance is a sign of maturity that previous generations did not fully reach. I want you to notice how your internal reactions are already shifting. Situations that once triggered anxiety now feel manageable. Requests that once felt like obligations now feel optional. You are recognizing that you have choice. That awareness alone is breaking years of unconscious pressure. The hidden truth also revealed something beautiful about you. Despite the environment shaped by silence and fear, you remained sensitive to integrity. You questioned gently even when you were told not to. You sensed misalignment even when you could not explain it. That sensitivity was not weakness. It was discernment waiting to mature. As you move forward, you must guard against swinging into the opposite extreme. Do not become harsh simply because you see clearly now. Wisdom includes compassion. Those before you did what they thought would protect the family, even if their methods were flawed. You can acknowledge their intention while refusing to repeat their choices. There is also healing unfolding in your emotional core. The pressure to prove yourself is loosening. The belief that you must carry others' burdens to deserve love is fading. You are beginning to understand that your value does not depend on silence or sacrifice. It rests in who I created you to be. If you feel this new strength rising in you, write 1919 inches the comments as a declaration that you are walking in freedom. Let that act seal what has been revealed. You are not stepping back into old patterns. You are moving forward with awareness. The financial caution I spoke of earlier will continue to guide you. You will approach agreements with clarity and patience. You will ask questions without fear of appearing distrustful. Transparency will become a non-negotiable standard in your life. What was once hidden in your family will not be hidden in your future. Emotionally, you will also begin attracting different kinds of relationships. When you stop operating from inherited silence, you naturally repel manipulation. People who thrive on confusion will feel uncomfortable around your clarity. That is not loss, that is alignment. You may still feel moments of sadness when you think about the one who passed. Allow that sadness to exist without guilt. It is possible to love someone deeply while acknowledging the impact of their silence. Love and truth can coexist. In fact, they strengthen each other when balanced properly. The urgency that surrounded this revelation has now softened. That is intentional. The lesson has moved from warning to integration. You no longer need constant stirring because the understanding is anchored in you. What once felt like a voice outside of you has become wisdom inside you. As you continue forward, there will be opportunities to demonstrate that the cycle truly ended with you. You will face moments where silence would be easier. You will face moments where compromise would maintain temporary peace. In those moments, remember what you have seen. Remember how silence shaped generations before you. You are capable of something different. You are capable of steady honesty. You are capable of healthy boundaries. You are capable of loyalty that does not require self-betrayal. That capability is part of your spiritual inheritance. Do not underestimate the impact of what you have just walked through. Breaking an unseen pattern is more powerful than winning a visible battle. You have altered the emotional direction of your lineage. The consequences of that will extend further than you can currently see. I am pleased with your willingness to face discomfort. Many prefer comfortable illusion to liberating truth. You chose liberation. That choice will echo in your future decisions, your relationships, and your financial stability. There is peace ahead of you now. Not the fragile peace built on avoidance, but the solid peace built on clarity. You will sleep lighter because you are no longer carrying confusion you could not name. You will speak more confidently because your words are grounded in understanding. The hidden truth has served its purpose. It exposed what needed light. It protected you from repeating what needed to end. It strengthened your discernment for what lies ahead. Now your focus shifts fully to building, not uncovering. Stay close to me as you build. Continue to seek my guidance before major decisions. Continue to choose transparency over secrecy and courage over silence. What began as a warning has become transformation. You listened before it was too late. Because you listened, the voice did not vanish without purpose. It completed its assignment in your life. And now you move forward, not as someone haunted by the past, but as someone freed from it, chosen to build differently and blessed to walk in truth. You are standing in a new place now, even if your surroundings look the same. The real change has happened inside you. What once felt like a warning echoing in the distance has become settled conviction in your heart. The hidden truth did not come to disturb your life, but to secure it. Now that it has been received, you are stepping into responsibility. Responsibility does not mean carrying guilt for what others did. It means choosing differently because you know differently. You are no longer reacting to inherited emotion. You are responding from clarity that was earned through courage. That clarity is a gift, and it must be protected. There will be subtle tests in the coming days. Someone may attempt to draw you back into silence for the sake of keeping things smooth. Someone may suggest that certain topics are better left alone. You will feel the old pull to comply without question. This time, however, you will pause and listen inwardly before agreeing. Why are neuroscientists obsessed with a 9-word sentence? Because this sentence, spoken once a day, is turning financial stress into sudden blessings. More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. The results are so powerful, some believe it's divine. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. That pause is the sign that the cycle has truly been interrupted. In past generations, the pause was ignored. Now it will be honored. You are not looking for conflict, but you are no longer afraid of truth. That distinction is what makes you different. The family member who passed is no longer pressing against your thoughts the way they did before. The urgency that once stirred you has dissolved into steady awareness. That is because the message attached to their memory has been delivered. You have heard what needed to be heard. You have seen what needed to be seen. Now your focus shifts from uncovering to building. Building trust in your own discernment. Building financial habits rooted in transparency. Building relationships grounded in mutual respect rather than obligation. What you build from here forward will not carry the same hidden cracks. You may still feel moments of reflection when you think about how things could have been handled differently in the past. Do not let those reflections turn into bitterness. Bitterness ties you back to what you have already overcome. Instead, let reflection become gratitude for growth. There is a strength rising in you that feels calm rather than dramatic. You do not need to announce your transformation loudly. It will show in your choices. It will show in how you respond when pressured. It will show in how you handle money, trust, and loyalty. If you sense this calm strength taking root in you, write 10 inches the comments as a declaration that you are grounded in truth. Let that act seal your commitment to walk differently. You are not drifting back into inherited habits. You are choosing awareness daily. I also want you to understand something important. The warning that began this journey was never meant to create fear of missing out on something mystical. It was meant to wake you up before the same mistake repeated. If you had ignored it, the pattern would have quietly continued. Because you listened, the chain was broken before it tightened again. There is blessing attached to obedience that few recognize at first. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply the absence of chaos that could have been. Sometimes it is peace where there once would have been confusion. That quiet stability is a powerful form of protection. You will begin to notice that your boundaries feel less forced and more natural. You will say no without rehearsing explanations in your mind. You will ask for clarity without apologizing. You will recognize manipulation more quickly and step back without guilt. This is not rebellion. It is wisdom matured. The pattern of secrecy in your family may still operate in others who are not yet aware. You are not responsible for awakening everyone. You are responsible for living awake yourself. Your steady example may eventually inspire change, but that is not your burden to force. There will also be moments when someone tries to minimize your new clarity. They may say you are overthinking. They may suggest that you are making something out of nothing. Remember what you have seen. Remember the peace that followed understanding. Do not let external dismissal erase internal truth. The family member who passed would have found relief in the courage you have shown. Not because you exposed them, but because you finished what fear prevented them from finishing. That is redemption. It is quiet, but it is real. You are now positioned to create a different emotional atmosphere in your own home and future relationships. Transparency will replace guessing. Conversation will replace avoidance. Responsibility will replace blame. These changes may feel small at first, but they are foundational. Do not rush into dramatic declarations. Let transformation be consistent rather than loud. Consistency builds credibility. When others see that your steadiness is not temporary, they will adjust accordingly. There is also a deeper spiritual truth here. You learned that truth delayed is not truth denied forever. It surfaces when the heart is ready. That principle will guide you in other areas of your life. When you feel stirred about something, you will not dismiss it so easily again. The urgency that once warned you has now become assurance. You did not miss the moment. You did not let the voice vanish without purpose. You responded before it was too late. That obedience has secured more than you realize. Peace is your new foundation. Not fragile peace built on silence, but stable peace built on clarity. You can move forward without second-guessing your instincts constantly. You can build without fearing unseen cracks beneath you. Stay close to me as you step into this next chapter. Continue choosing truth over convenience. Continue choosing courage over comfort. What began as a warning has become strength. What began as urgency has become stability. You are no longer the one carrying unanswered tension from the past. You are the one who listened, understood, and acted wisely. Because you did, the cycle ends here. And from this point forward, your life will reflect clarity, protection, and peace that were once hidden but are now firmly yours. You have walked through the warning, through the uncovering, and now you are living in the result. What once felt urgent has become integrated into who you are. You are no longer reacting to a voice from the past. You are moving with wisdom in the present. That is the true sign that you listened before it was too late. This banned wealth signal was hidden in a government vault for over 70 years until now. It's a simple 9-word brain trigger used by elites to attract unlimited money while the rest of the world struggles. But the moment too many people see this, it could be deleted. Click the link in the description and comments before it's taken down forever. The hidden truth did more than expose a pattern, it revealed your strength. You faced something that could have easily been ignored, and you allowed it to reshape your understanding. That courage has altered your spiritual posture. You now stand with steadiness instead of inherited tension. There will still be moments when memories surface, but they will not carry the same weight. They will feel like reminders of growth rather than unresolved questions. The voice that once stirred urgency has fulfilled its assignment. You no longer need external prompting because the discernment now lives inside you. You may begin to notice that certain conversations in your family feel different. Where you once would have stayed quiet, you now ask calm and direct questions. Where you once would have accepted vague explanations, you now seek clarity without apology. This shift may surprise others, but it will feel natural to you. It is not defiance, it is maturity. The cycle of silence that shaped generations before you has ended in your awareness. That does not mean others will immediately change. It means you will not participate in what you now understand. That distinction is powerful. There may come a moment when someone attempts to revisit an old narrative to regain control. They may retell history in a way that minimizes what truly happened. Listen respectfully, but hold your clarity. You are not required to argue. You are required to remain grounded in truth. Your financial decisions will continue reflecting this transformation. You will move carefully, documenting agreements and asking necessary questions. You will no longer assume transparency where it has not been demonstrated. This is wisdom learned from revelation. Emotionally, you will feel lighter in ways that are difficult to explain. The background tension that once hummed beneath your daily life has quieted. You will notice more peace in your sleep and more confidence in your speech. These are signs of inner alignment.